2023 has been an amazing year to be a part of the cozy gaming community. Honestly, it keeps going from strength to strength, and we have a lot of new cozy games to thank for that, which definitely attracts old players and new players alike. But this year we have seen so many, it's been overwhelming. I honestly have not had time to play all of them, but I have managed to whittle down my top 10 favourites from what I have played this year. Let me know what your favourite game of 2023 is in the comments, but without further ado, here's my list. At number 10, we have Fabledom. I am a sucker for a city building simulation game. You can blame the hundreds of hours I put into SimCity 2000 as a child for that, but Fabledom is a PC game that turned all of that good city building sim fun into a medieval fairy tale dream. This game was released in early access back in April. I played the demo through a couple times, and as soon as the game came out, I purchased it and sunk a good few hours of gameplay into it. The game is super relaxed and very chilled, which you don't find in most city building simulators. There is definitely no fires burning everything to the ground or tornadoes destroying all of the things that you have built, which is one of the things that I kind of love about it, because there is nothing worse than all of your hard work being suddenly destroyed by a freak accident. It sometimes can be a little bit slow in places, even when playing at ×3 speed, but it is so satisfying watching your town grow and unlocking new buildings and abilities. There is a good variety of different structures that are all well themed, and you can expand your area nicely so that when you build, you can build something beautiful. The graphics are nice, but I won't rave about them. They are wholesome, which is definitely fitting for the game's overall vibe, just don't zoom in too close. Fabledom is only available on Steam at the moment, but I do think it would be a great game to have on your Steam Deck. It is still in early access, but if this has sparked your interest, definitely go and check it out. Farming simulator games seem to have reigned supreme for the past year or so, and sometimes we all need a break from grinding on the farm. One of those games that provided me with that welcome break this year was definitely Mineko's Night Market. If you've not heard about this game, it is a narrative-driven adventure game, which has a strong Japanese influence. You play as Mineko, who's just moved to a new village where sightings of a once-thought local myth, a sun cat called Nico, have started to baffle the occupants. You get to unravel the secrets of the town whilst enjoying relaxing daily activities, crafting adorable items, enjoying the company of lots of cats, definitely personal favourite there, and setting up shop at the night market. There are some fun but not over complicated puzzles which were quite relaxing, and some comical dialogue between the characters. Definitely the relationship between Mineko and her dad is definitely a strange one, but it kept me entertained. I was also a huge fan of the hand-drawn graphics of this game. Definitely a nice one to pick up and just give a try. If you have the opportunity, I would play it on the PC, but it is available on the Switch too. I would just double check the latest updates from the social media page, as I know there's been issues with it on the Switch, but I have seen patches being released. At number 8, we have Smushi Come Home. This game released in June on the Switch and PC. I played it on PC and actually streamed my first play. Yes, the graphics are one of the standout things about this game, and it's definitely what drew it to me in the first place. But playing this game allowed me to live a cottagecore mush fantasy while playing, and it was so enjoyable. There is more than just the graphics about this game though, that's for sure. Although it isn't the longest game in the world, it is a super cute exploration game where you play as Smushi, who following a series of very unfortunate events gets separated from their friends and family. You are in charge of ensuring that Smushi gets home safely, and you'll be able to do this through a few different maps, and you are able to do a whole bunch of different things to get around, including running, climbing, gliding and swimming. There is a little bit of a platformer feel to this game, which I normally hate, but this definitely isn't complex and it's super easy, especially if I can do it. I definitely would think that this would be suitable for a wide range of ages. Aside from the exploration, you will also encounter a lot of cute residents on your journey, which will help bulk out the story, and you may even have to give them a helping hand, as there are a few mini puzzles that are fun but not too challenging. Also, I must just say the soundtrack of this game is amazing, really beautiful, really enjoyed it. As I mentioned, this game is short, which may be off-putting for some of you, but there are plenty of things to collect, and if you wanted to, you could definitely try speedrunning it. I decided to put Sticky Business in at number 7. This is one of the most casual and stress-free games in the whole list. This game allows you to run your very own sticker shop. It's almost like an Etsy simulator. You get to design your own stickers, print them, package them, and mail them to your awaiting customers. This game is visually appealing and it has lots of bright colours, which were definitely one of the things that I love about it. The same also applies to the sticker designs. There are so many different quirky pictures to use and incorporate in your designs. I'm not the most artistic person, but I had so much fun creating random stickers with the different graphics, and I think that because the different decals are all so cute, it's really hard to create a bad sticker. One thing I really loved about the game was the different upgrades. They really kept me coming back for more and did contribute to me finding the game highly addictive. I did keep telling myself I would just do one more sticker, just one more, and then before you know it, a couple hours had passed. Quite easy to do. I really hope this game comes to the Switch because it would be a great game to play cuddled up on the sofa or in bed. Number 6 may be controversial and probably won't be for everyone, but I've thoroughly enjoyed my time playing Lakeburg Legacies. If you haven't heard about this game, it is a medieval dating simulator game and there's a lot of drama thrown in for good measure. You get to play as a matchmaker through a little card mini game where you match potential suitors and suitoresses, I think that's a word, based on their likes and dislikes. If they hit it off, they can marry, move in together and have babies. There are some interesting, sometimes comical cutscenes which allow you to positively or negatively affect relationships, and sometimes there may be a divorce if things don't quite work out. Your villagers obviously need somewhere to work as well, and you also have the power to control that. Although you don't get to decide where the buildings are placed, as you progress there is a whole bunch of different things to assign your workers to based on their traits. There is also an apprenticeship system where you get to put the young ones to work. The game definitely isn't quite perfect and it does have a bit too much going on in some areas, such as in the different user interfaces, and in other areas of the game I wish it was expanded upon a little bit more. But if you don't look too closely at the flaws, you can have a lot of fun managing different resources in a world with a beautiful art style. In at number 5, we have a game with beautiful visuals and a beautiful story. This is Dordogne. This is a point and click style narrative game that was released on the Switch and PC and consoles back in June. This game does address grief, and unfortunately I did lose a family member around the time of this release, and I think that was why this game was such an emotional roller coaster for me. But emotions aside, I was definitely still able to experience this wonderful game. In the game, you are transported to 2 different eras in the life of the main character, Mimi. Following a few difficulties in her adult life, Mimi returns to her recently passed grandmother's home to answer some questions and unravel some family secrets. Whilst doing this, memories of Mimi's childhood come flooding back, and this gameplay provides some light-heartedness. There were some nice mini games and puzzles to enjoy, and you're able to explore the whole Dordogne area, which isn't big, but there was still some nice areas, particularly the marketplace. I absolutely loved that. As a young Mimi, you are also able to record sounds, take photos, collect stickers, which you can then store and decorate your own journal with. I do wish there was a little bit more freedom with this, but it was still a fun activity and a nice little touch. The sounds and visuals of this game are wonderful. The only true negative things that I have to say about this game is that it's relatively short and the game will definitely tug at your heartstrings, so trigger warning advised. I can't believe we've got this far and I've not mentioned any farming sims. Well, that's about to change. At number 4, I have put Fae Farm. This game has definitely been one of the most popular farming sims released this year, and I did have a lot of fun playing this one, but it wasn't my top farming sim. mainly because it's definitely not quite perfect and there are definitely some things that I would like to see improved, like the shallow interactions between the NPCs and the ability to slow down the days. But there are definitely some things that this game does well. There are a lot of activities to do, including farming, breeding, flowers, catching critters, fishing, quests, crafting, and of course decorating. I am a huge fan of the graphics and the different furnitures in this game. I love the ability to have multiple homesteads as well, which is really nice. I also really enjoyed the mines and the combat. The monsters or jumbles in this game are pretty interesting, and I like that they're a light-hearted take on the normally kind of creepier side of monsters that you find in games. From a mechanic perspective, there are definitely some good points too, including the storage system. Who doesn't love unlimited storage? And I really did enjoy having a tool that automatically selects for you, so you don't have to do endless scrolling. Is this game anything groundbreaking? Probably not, but the Fae kind of story behind the old game was really nice and refreshing. Definitely experiencing a farming sim with wings was nice for the first time. With the DLC hopefully releasing soon, I can definitely see myself getting sucked back into the world of Azoria. Coral Island is next, and now technically this was released in early access last year, but with the 1.0 release taking place this November, I definitely think this belongs here. Coral Island is of course another farming simulator, which you can tell has strongly been inspired by games such as Stardew Valley. However, it has a tropical twist and it is definitely elevated, and there is a great storyline accompanied with some unique activities such as diving. The festivals are also some of the best I've ever experienced in a farming sim. I really enjoyed the tree planting festival, and also the spring one was really nice as well. Another huge selling point is definitely the hot characters. There are over 25 diverse characters, all with very different personalities. In addition to the townsfolk, there are also giants and merfolk who are even hotter than the townsfolk. Yes. Like most farming sims, there is definitely a necessity to grind, but I thoroughly enjoy playing this game. And because there are so many different elements, it doesn't feel dull and repetitive. Since the 1.0 release, this game has definitely become a staple in my library, and I've literally found myself playing the game for hours on end. It really is a good one. It might be a shocker to some of you that I've put Palia at number 2, because this is definitely the game that I've sunk the most hours into since its open beta release in the summer. I have been obsessed. It's such an easy game to just turn on, and before you know it, hours have passed. If you haven't heard about this game, it is a free-to-play cozy simulator MMO. You can literally do all of your favourite things from simulator games, but with your friends. And this is one of the reasons it is so much fun. I've thoroughly enjoyed playing with my friends on both streams and privately. There is something also really fun about bumping into people you recognise on a server and saying hi. I just love it. There are so many different activities you can do, including crafting, cooking, fishing, farming, mining, and foraging. There are also lots of quests to complete. These both formulate the main storyline, but also friendship and romance quest with NPCs. Yes, I said romance. There are a whole bunch you can turn into your love interest. If you know me, I also love to decorate, and you can do this in the game too. And let me tell you now, decorating this game has to be one of my favorites out there. You pretty much have free placement to put furniture wherever you like, which makes this great for decorating a cluttered look. The furniture and craftable items are also really nice, and there are great customization options too. A game in open beta is bound to have bugs, and Palia has definitely been a wild ride, but it has been so nice to watch the game develop and experience all of the hype surrounding the new updates and content releases. Overall, I'm definitely going to be playing this game for a long time to come, and cannot wait to try it out on the Switch when it releases. And finally, my favourite new game that came in 2023 was Roots of Pacha. This is a pixelated farming simulator that gave me all the joy of playing Stardew for the first time. Honestly, it is so much fun and definitely one of the best farming sims I've played in a while. You might be thinking, what is so special about this game? Well, it is pretty unique because it is set in the prehistoric Stone Age era. Because of that, there are a lot of changes from your traditional farming sim, including being able to tame wild animals to make them your pets or farm animals. As time progresses, so does your game, and over time, you and your fellow tribespeople gain new ideas that you're able to develop to improve your life in this world. This whole gameplay did consist of quite a few quests, but obviously my curiosity made me want to complete them as soon as possible so that I could uncover the new thing. As for other things to do, you can farm, cook, explore the different maps and mines, which there are some fun puzzles in as well, which is different to what I've seen in other kind of games in the past. I love that there's different like puzzles and it adds a whole new level to mining. You can meet and romance different characters, which at first may seem superficial, but you definitely get more dialogue out of them as the story progresses, and you can forage. You can, of course, fish, which is like no other minigame I have played. It is super relaxed and chilled, and I don't think I've ever said that about a fishing game, which is something special, that's for sure. I'm a self-confessed fishing hater. I also love pixel art style games, and this one is fantastic. There are lots of different areas on the map, and all of them are as beautiful as the last. With pixel games, sometimes you do find details are lost in character customization, but I think there is just the right amount here. You can decorate in this game as well, so you can make your farm look cool. You can move some of the buildings around if you want to, and you can also decorate and expand inside your home. And there are some really nice furniture items as well, which did make me want to go on a huge shopping spree and just decorate everywhere. I honestly cannot recommend this game highly enough to those of you that are fans of this genre. You really do need to give it a try, even if you're just looking for something a little bit different whilst we wait for the Stardew update or Haunted Chocolatier. I don't want to compare it to Stardew too much because it is very different and there is a lot of unique things about this game, even though it may appear on the surface as being quite similar. It is also an exciting time to be a fan of this game, as the Switch release is coming in a few days, and with that brings a huge update, which is very exciting. So there we have it. There are my top new games for 2023. There are definitely some games that I have still yet to try and yet to put a good amount of hours in for them to become my favorites, like Cattails: A Wild Wood Story. I've played a few hours of that, but it's not quite there. I haven't played enough of it yet. Moonstone Island, I haven't even tried because there was just so much going on, but I know I'm going to love that as well eventually when I do start and play it. But there is definitely more out there that I need to try. It's just finding the time. It's so hard work. But yeah, let me know what your favorite game is of 2023. I would love to hear it in the comments. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.